Number 5, finally, what is our goal in fulfilling the Great Commission? Oh, friends, it's the glory of God. The glory of God in the church. Christ identifies with the church. He understands and presents the church as his body. That's why when Paul is converted on the road to Damascus, Christ says to him, "Why do you persecute me?" Christ, we read in Colossians 1, is the head of the church. Ephesians 3, the church is the realm in which Christ's power should bring him glory. Christ identifies with his church. His church reflects his love. His church makes the gospel appear. That's why John can write in 1 John 4:20 that to claim to love God without loving your neighbor makes your claim ring hollow. Positively, the world will know we're his disciples by the love we have for one another. This reflects his wisdom. Ephesians 3:10 says that the manifold wisdom of God appears in this, in the church. The church is how Christ's authority is to be displayed. His glory is to be displayed through the church. Charles Bridges in the Christian Ministry begins by saying the whole effulgence of the divine character is displayed in the church. I think many Protestants have begun to think that the church, because it's not essential to salvation, is not important. Friends, this is an unbiblical, false, and dangerous conclusion. Our churches are the proof of the gospel. In the gatherings of the church, the Christian scriptures are read. In the ordinances of the church, the work of Christ is depicted. In the life of the church, the character of God himself should be evident. A church seriously compromised in character would seem to give the lie to the gospel as being of any use at all. The church is important because it's tied to the good news itself. The church is to be the appearance of the gospel. It's what the gospel looks like when it's played out in the lives of people. Take away the local church, and you take away the visible manifestation of the gospel in the world. Christians in churches then are called to practice display evangelism, and the world will witness the reign of God begun in a community of people made in his image and reborn by his Spirit. So Christians, not just as individuals, but as God's people bound together in local churches with people they know and who know them, we are the clearest picture that the world will have of who God is and of what his will for them is. So the local church is where the authority of Christ is exercised. The local church is where disciples are made and are baptized in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. The local church is where Christians are taught to obey everything Christ has commanded us. To this end, Christ has promised us his Spirit until he returns. So we see that church planting is the normal business of the local church. And we see that the Great Commission is normally fulfilled through healthy local churches helping to plant other healthy local churches. That's how we'll work to fulfill the Great Commission.